before we'd gotten married, started reading the book from Dave Ramsey, My Total Money Makeover. And it was, it was talking about, getting out of debt and, not having that stress over you. And I think for both of us, at that point in time, we both gone through social work. I had psychology undergrad, so it's like, we hear a lot of different statistics about mental health and relationships, and one of the things we kept hearing with marriages is that the number one cause of divorce is money. Number one. And you always think it's communication or infidelity, but it's money. So we were like, let's see if we can find something that can, I guess, get us on the same page, have a plan, so we're not fighting about money. And then from finding that, we just kind of said, well, let's put all our debts on the table. There was no more her debt and my debt, it was ours, and we wanted to just take care of it.
Yeah, we do a monthly budget, so we sit down every month, and sometimes we have to sit down earlier than that if there's something that comes up and we didn't account for. But we sit down and do a monthly budget, so we account for all of the things that we need, needs. So, and for needs first, and then we talk about some things that we may want, and then we decide, well, is that something we can hold off on? Is that something we really need? Why? Etc.
And with the budget, I think it also stops you from making emotional decisions. It's like you decided before it came up. We decided, okay, what's important at the beginning of the month. So when it's like, I'm driving and I see a sign of, a new flat screen TV. I'm like, oh my goodness, a flat screen TV! We have to buy it. And I just take out my credit card and just swipe it. It's kind of like, okay, well, we didn't have time to budget it. And then say I started on the 15th of the month. By the 31st, my emotions have now fell off. So when the next budget comes around, it's kind of like, oh, I guess we don't really need the TV. It's kind of worn out.
We just use cash, so we stopped using credit cards. And we'll only use a debit card for online payments, like if our gas bill or our rent or whatever. And then just use cash for things like gas, food, miscellaneous things.
Entertainment.
To eat. Yeah, which we've limited on. That's another concrete that we.
And from Dave Ramsey, the way he sets it up is he gives you it's like an envelope system, it's called. So pretty much you take the money for each section, you put the money in there.
Yeah.
And what he's found is, and it's true, money hurts more to spend than just swiping. You don't really get to see the money disappearing.
Exactly.
But it hurts more. So
yeah.
There's so many things that you can kind of just do without right now, so that you can do other things. Like for us, for our anniversary, for example, maybe you want to just travel the world and travel the globe, and you say to yourself, hey, technically we have the money that we could use for that. But something we may do instead is, hey, let's put more thought to it. Let's see if there are local things that we've never heard of that are in this area. We go on TripAdvisor and TripAdvisor.com and say, okay, what are things to do in Southwest Michigan? And that came from us, and we were talking to a friend of mine's mother who found out that I lived in this area. She was like, oh, you live up there? Oh, it's so beautiful. There's so many great places to go. And I was just like,
really?
What are you talking about? But then we started looking into it, and there was like, wow, there's some really nice things, even in the Upper Peninsula or just, South Haven. And sometimes we'll do like what did we do that year? We went for it was like a haven trip. There's the top beaches in the area and all the special things within a 1 hour radius.
For sure. And I think that's another thing, if we want to do something, we spend a lot of we do a lot of research to try to see what deals we can find. For example, when we go on road trips, and our families live in New Jersey and Canada, so that's important to us, so we spend money on that. But for example, we'll drive our cars, we won't rent a car, and I also pack all the food. So it helps us save, or I'm hungry, let me just impulsively stop and eat something on the road, which is fine. But for us, it helps, $20, $30 for a full trip. I can have as much food as I want. So that's another thing that we do. We if we want to stay in a hotel, we'll go to Hotwire and get it for $40, $50 less than what we don't pay face value for a lot of things.
Refurbished. All of our electronics are pretty much refurbished.
And several years old.
Yeah, but just
For the most part.
and there's several years old now, but just refurbished in the sense where it's like you can refurbished means it's something that was wrong with it, and then they took it back. The company fixed it to like new, and then now they're selling it for $100 off. I was like, yes, I would like that. You know, like I don't see if it works the same way for me. We don't have extra problems with our electronics. They last just as long for half the cost. So, and, you know, we're both social workers. I mean,
They vary.
Like that. I mean,
we're not rolling in dough.
I'm pretty sure that's less than what an elementary school teacher is making here at the academy. So to be able to, so it's not because we're making a lot of money, but it's just the lifestyle we have now allows us to, you know, her car could break down, and he's like, oh man, my car broke down. We'll say, hey, we're just going to take care of it, you know, or this emergency happens, or you know, I have to go visit my family in New Jersey. It's like, well, we have the money to do that because we kind of have this cushion that allows us to not feel stranded. If we can pull it off, anybody, anywhere can pull it off. I feel like if we can do it, anybody can. And for the people who believe, hey, whatever I have for school loans is what I'm going to have for life. Not only do I reject that, but you know, I want that person to believe, hey, you can. It can work for your marriage, it can work for your family, it can work for you as a single person. It doesn't have to be with you forever. Your house payment, neither your car payment, neither that.